Welcome to the Golf Spotlight. I'm Ralph Irvin, and today we are talking about totally new technology in wedges. How much technology can they have? Well, we're going to find out as we're joined by Brian Basil from TaylorMade. Brian, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Ralph.
This year you have something totally new that is perfect for tour players, but important for everyday players as well, because you now have basically interchangeable faces on wedges.
We absolutely do. Nothing's really changed in wedges since really the 30s.
Right.
The shapes have all been pretty much very, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Grooves have gotten a lot better, become very much more aggressive, but this really is taking it to the next level, right? Where we're going to have technology to keep the performance at its peak level all the time. And that's what, to your point, the tour players, that's what they're going to do.
Right.
Some guys are switching out right now. They're switching their wedges every week, some every 2 weeks, some every month. But with this new technology, they're going to be switching it out, every week. In fact, I'll share a story with you real quick.
Okay.
Retief Goosen,
Mm-hmm.
at the BMW, we were talking about it, and he was going to put the aggressive groove face in,
Mm-hmm.
which of course you're not going to be able to do that next year. But he was going to put the aggressive groove face in for the first 2 days, and then he knew it was going to rain Saturday and Sunday. So he's like, well, I'm going to put the new USGA approved groove face
Right.
in there to take some of the spin out so he doesn't spin it off the green when the greens get really soft and wet. So I wasn't even going there, but
Right.
he already went there.
Well, and it's something that has been a focus with all the adjustability in recent clubs, keeping the ball flight down or bringing it up now. It's made its way to wedges. And one thing that we've said in talking about wedges in the past, amateur players, regular everyday players, don't change their wedges out nearly enough. They tend to be, they really need to be replaced almost every year, if not more, because you hit it so much when you're even on the range.
Sure, it completely depends on where you're playing, how many bunker shots you're hitting, how many balls you're hitting on the range. But yeah, I play with guys all the time, and I'm looking at their clubs, and the face is worn, and it's not even flat, and they're taking lessons all the time, but they're hitting shots and squirrely shots out of the rough, and inconsistent shots around the greens, and they just don't know why they're not getting better.
Well,
right?
the worst part is you see the guy who knows how to play around the green. He's got a good wedge.
Mm-hmm.
He's hitting great shots out of the rough, out of the bunker, but it never stops, and he wonders why, because at that point the grooves are pretty much worn on that wedge.
Absolutely. What happens to the grooves over time is that they just wash out.
Mm-hmm.
They start to just wash out, so you can't channel the debris away and let the ball actually engage into the edges of the grooves.
And the wedge is one of your more personal clubs. A lot of tour players get them individually ground, very customized to their game for however they like to play the short game. Well, now with the interchangeable faceplate, you can maintain that same club, that same personal feel you have with your wedge, but have all new grooves.
Definitely, absolutely. Everybody kind of falls in love with their wedge, almost like a putter.
Mm-hmm.
And on tour, especially, some of these guys, they even get on the grinding wheel and do it themselves. I had Retief and Rory Sabatini get in there and do their own grind, right? And once they have that, they go out and play with it. They get very comfortable with it, very familiar with it. And for us to be able to keep the performance at that height and not have to do that over and over again, it's a huge win.
And you mentioned that you have now two faces for this club. It comes standard with the aggressive groove that's been in the TP wedges, but then you also have the new face that basically meets the new guidelines for the USGA that the PGA Tour is adapting for next year. So again, these tour players aren't going to have to change wedges going from 2009 to 2010.
Exactly. We're working with them right now, and yes, the club actually starts with the Z groove, and then we are also designing the ZTP groove, which is the most aggressive it can be within the new guidelines of the USGA ruling.
Okay.
Okay. So to your point, they can practice all they want right now, playing some tournaments at the end of 2009 with this product with the aggressive groove, and then switch over in 2010, and it'll be very easy for them.
Now, one thing that also will go into effect is, starting at the end of 2010, you're not going to be able to purchase, we as the general public, aggressive what they would consider non-conforming grooves, even though they'll be legal for us to play with until 2024.
Exactly. That's kind of the kicker, right, Ralph? I mean, they said 2024 amateurs have to switch over to the new ruling, just recreational players. But, you know, the manufacturers can't ship anything in with that aggressive groove after 2010.
Okay.
So 5 years from now, if you want to go out and buy a new product with an aggressive groove, you're not going to find it.
Right.
Even though, to your point, you could play it to 2024.
But of course, as we've already discussed, that face is going to wear down probably by 2011.
Exactly.
So you almost need to stock up on wedges now just to get your way through.
It's not a bad idea. You know, it's the other part for top amateurs who have to switch over in 2014, it would be, you know, it'd be wise for them to stock up and be ready to play that over the next 4 years and have that performance.
Now, one thing that could very well be possible with this club, though, is you don't need to stock up on entire wedges. You could just stock up on faces to put in there because they're going to come at a much lower cost than buying whole new wedges.
Exactly. I mean, the value in the product is paramount here. To be able to just spend, you know, almost the price of a box of golf balls and get another face and have that last for a while and get a couple, it's a no-brainer.
Well, and again, that's going to give you such an advantage in the years going forward.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, if people want more information on they're called the XFT wedges. If they want more information, they can get that online.
Oh, absolutely. TMAgolf.com. Yeah, all the information about the wedge and what's happening out on tour with them, it'll be on the website. Yeah,
All right, Brian, thanks for the time as always.
yeah, as always, Ralph.
I want to thank Brian Basil for joining us here in the Golf Spotlight. Join us next time as we continue to bring you the information that you need for your next golf purchase.